What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to another video. I apologize for that last video. I know it was kind of choppy or just too hard to hear. So I just want to give a quick recap on that one. I'm going to just run it back a little bit. It's not going to be as long as the last one. I'm going to just kind of cut it down short. What I was talking about in that video is narcissistic mothers and their sons and how controlling they are in their sons' lives. And that happens from all the way from childhood all the way up into adulthood. I also spoke a little bit on my own personal situation with my partner and his relationship with his mother and how she interferes with our relationship. And narcissistic mothers, it starts from the beginning of childhood. It's a maternal thing. Once that child becomes old enough to realize that they really pay attention to what pleases mom or what displeases mom's likes and dislikes. That's pretty much how they live the rest of their lives, pleasing mom. And so when that happens, when they become an adult male, maybe even as a teenager who goes off, into high school and college and has a girlfriend or whatever. And it's just like the mother interferes so much with that. And it's because it gives good supply. But it's so much that I could speak on that because you just kind of really got to break it down. Like the son, sometimes if they, it all depends if they were the golden child or the scapegoat and what role they played as in the household as the sibling, because the mom is going to eventually play all of the children against each other, and they do that even when their children grow up to become adults. They interfere again with their personal lives and their marriages. They don't look at their son's wife as their daughter-in-law or whatever. They look at it as my son's wife, but that's going to always be my son. They need you to always know that. They're going to constantly remind you that they come first. And they try to put their guilt on their sons by reminding them, don't forget I'm your mama. They do stupid stuff like that. And it's like, what the son don't realize is that coming up as a child, they came up in a very toxic household. And until they really understand that it was a it wasn't a healthy upbringing, they're gonna grow up still living by the ways that they were taught coming up. And so they're going to bring that into their personal relationships. And they're going to always consider the feelings of their mother when it comes to the decisions that they choose to make for their own life. And it's like they always have to go back and report everything to their mothers to get their approval. That's just how deep they they really damage their sons when they do that. And it's sad because a child, they grow up looking up to the parent. And I know nobody is perfect. I know that there's no book on parenting. We have to learn along the way. It's not easy. But with narcissistic mothers, they know what they are doing, and they know that it's all about control. And as long as they can keep control over their sons, they figure they can keep control over the decisions they make in life. And it ends up sabotaging their relationships and marriages, maybe even their relationships with their own children. A narcissistic mother will punish their grandchildren to get to the son for going their own way and not really going back to them with every decision they make. I've seen this happen. And they know what they're doing because they know that it's hurt. They know that it hurts. They know that it's like a punishment to the son. If I don't have anything to do with my grandchild with that son, the scapegoat, the one that got away, the one that was treated, the worst in a family, in the upbringing, They know that it'll hurt them and they take it as punishment. But the thing about that scapegoat is they are strong. They were strong enough to deal with everything that happened to them, even though it wasn't fair. No one should have to deal with abuse. And they are strong enough to go on with life and go their own way. And the narc mothers, they don't appreciate that. They don't like that you didn't consider me when you made that decision to move out of state. You didn't consider me when you picked her for a lifetime partner. And it's like the only time that they go along with it is if they can get something out of it. Because if they see that potential partner as somebody, as a good supply, you found a good one. She makes good money, has a good job, she just well on her way. You did good with that one. Then they figure they can benefit off of it as supply. And so they are for it. But what happens is no matter how good the relationship may be with that mother in law, I'm talking about the daughter or the son's wife, it's gonna end up coming to an end because her true colors is gonna show. She's gonna get angry once she feels rejected by something. And they think with their emotions. They respond out of emotion. They don't think with logic. So the thing about it is, sooner or later, their relationship is gonna come to an end with the in-law because the mother, it's like it's gonna always be her way or no way. But what she's gonna do is always throw up, but that's my son. And in order for you to be with my son, or as long as you're with my son, you gotta understand I am who I am, and this is how I'm going to be. Like they're pretty much threatening you that, you know, I'm not going anywhere, and you're just gonna have to deal with my ways. And you're gonna have to put your foot down at some point respectfully and let them know that I don't have to put up with you. Yes, that's your son. It's gonna be your son for the rest of your lives. The thing about it is, it's a respect thing at the end of the day for me. And if you can't respect me, then I just choose not to deal with someone like you. And the narcissist, the narc mother, they'll just go, they'll leave it at that. They're not trying to fix anything. They don't believe in keeping peace because they love to keep up drama and mess and confusion in order to make themselves look innocent. And they know that their son is gonna pick their side because they groomed them up that way. So that's how it puts a strain on the relationship because if he's not the type of guy with a backbone and knows how to stand up to this mother, it's going to stay that way and she's going to continue to ruin relationships with them. My partner's mother told me and called a couple of his guy friends on three-way one time. We were on the phone a little while back, some months back. And she was like, I'm just calling. I just was like, she was making it so easy for me to recognize that she's a narcissistic mother because it's like she just felt entitled to so much of his life to where she had to keep in touch with his close friends. And I just thought that was weird and it's kind of just sick and dysfunctional. And when I spoke with him about it, with him, it's always like this, just how she is. Man, that's just how that lady is. And it's like you just grown to just accept this like it's okay. This is not okay. This is not normal behavior of a mother. Like if she couldn't really just let him go or always control him, she's gonna find a way to go back to his close connections. But that's all I really wanted to talk about in the video. That's just a little quick recap of the last video. I was just talking about the narc mothers, their sons, and how they have so much control in their lives. And it started from childhood. And until the son realizes what happens and get himself the help that he needs to move away from that and understand that it is okay to create distance and boundaries between that toxic environment, he's going to continue to deal with that and bring it along in his relationships or his marriage. So thank y'all for watching. Leave your thoughts down below and I'll talk to you soon.